What is up, YouTubers? This is Johnza here, and welcome back to another episode of Zawcasters. And in our last podcast, we talked about Unus Annus. That's right. Sorry, I just kind of forgot the last episode a little bit. Again, it wasn't really a long episode, and there wasn't really much to talk about last episode, which I'm sorry if it wasn't that interesting, and I was practically talking about the same thing the entire time, but Unisonus was something. But anyways, this episode is gonna be pretty much the future of Smash Bros. At least for like what's to come in Smash Bros. Ultimate, like, coming up soon or whatnot. And I did want to do this with my friend Hunter, but the guy he is never really gets back to me on things. Like I even say, I think it was about a week ago or so, I said that, oh hey, we were supposed to do this last week. Why don't we do it tomorrow? And he's like, yeah, sure. I'll let you know an hour in advance that I'm ready to go. And he never texted back. So yeah, sorry, Hunter, but I'm calling you out. This always happens with you. Anyways, going to talk about a bit of characters I think might come into Smash Bros. And ones that I honestly feel like I'm more interested in and like actually know and stuff. So there was stuff from like Xenoblade Chronicles and Final Fantasy. Those games are not really the hugest fans on. So there's gonna be some games that I may not mention and stuff, but these are more of games and characters that I pretty much know, like on heart and all that. I'm gonna be talking about if I think there's gonna be some more characters or not. I'm gonna talk about maybe some like a possibility for other modes if they ever do happen, and when the next announcement's gonna be. So to start off, obviously the two characters I would like to have the most is Spyro and Crash, and if you guys have known me on my main channel, which, my main channel and challenge channel are down in the description below, so go check out the two channels. But Spyro and Crash have been, they've been characters I've been wanting since day one of Smash Ultimate. I've wanted them in since that E3 event that Smash Ultimate was announced. And still so far not really any indication on if they're gonna come in or not. If anything out of the two, I feel like Crash does have a good chance to make it in. Um, Probably a lot more than Spyro, which is definitely scary to think of because there's only two spots left, and since they're the characters I want the most, there's only a good chance that probably one of them would be in, and honestly, it probably would be Crash, unfortunately. But it would be really cool to have both of them, and then my whole crew would literally be complete with, Sonic, Pikachu, Kirby, Yoshi, Diddy, Ice Climbers, and Banjo with them as well. That would be the crew right there. But, yeah, I honestly think they would be very interesting characters, especially since we begin a lot of anime sword fighters recently. I mean, maybe changing it up with bringing in an orange Bandicoot and a purple dragon. Then, I mean, I know we already kind of have a purple dragon, Ridley, but, we need a friendlier dragon. We need like some sort of friendlier dragon. And the thing is, we might come out with Spyro 4 sometime soon. I'm not exactly sure when that would happen, but I mean, they're two gaming icons. I think they would like bring Smash Bros. Up if Sakurai added them. Honestly, I would honestly put them in. I mean, I would have put them in a long time ago, probably in Fighters Pass 1, but it's not my decision at the end of the day. I mean, if they don't make it in, then oh well, it's not my decision and all that. I will be a bit disappointed, but you know, Smash Ultimate's been a big game that, like, already with all the characters that it's had so far and how popular the game's been for the past 2 years, I guess now, 2.5 years. Yeah. So honestly, I wouldn't be like too upset because a lot of work's been already put into the game, and we got to give credit for Sakurai for even making it this far with the game. So if they don't make it in, then oh well. But if they do make it in, I'd be very happy. Honestly, I could see Sparrow having multiple jumps because of his wings. I can maybe see his up B doing like maybe sort of, I don't know, maybe something like Meta Knight's up B a little bit, maybe with like a glide or something. Like he can go up quite maybe for his recovery it'll be more less up but like more glide. Almost I guess kind of like Steve's in a way where you kind of rock it up a bit and then you like glide and stuff. I think that'd be interesting. For his specials, I think maybe added in the elemental breaths. I feel like would be very interesting. I mean, I know that wasn't from more of the original Spyro games. I mean, when it kind of first introduced that was entered the Dragonfly, which a lot of people hated, by the way. I myself don't mind it, so. But like, I think having some of the elemental breaths, maybe like the ones from maybe the exact ones from the Legends of the Sparrow New Beginning, that kind of series, like having fire, ice, electric, and earth. I feel like that would be an interesting way, and a good way to like switch up the breath abilities would be to like press down B, and then like little icon up top would show which, or maybe like by your profile area where you have the percentage and whatnot. That could be where it shows like the elemental portion that you're on. So like it'll have fire and then switch to ice, maybe electric, then earth. I think that would be very interesting, honestly. Probably like a side attack would be a charge or side special. And I kind of already talked about the up special already, but I think Sakurai could be very creative with Spyro if given him the opportunity. And then there's Crash, who I think at this point might. I mean, maybe I don't know. It's hard to tell now if Crash will even make it in or not because I think I mentioned this maybe in a previous podcast, but I've mentioned that every time that I think Crash is gonna enter Smash, she literally gets outshadowed by someone else. Like it literally started with Steve. Like whenever I thought when Crash was gonna enter during October of 2020, that's when Steve was announced, and then the Game and Awards, I thought, oh hey Crash, she'll come in for sure. Sephiroth came in, and then literally a couple months ago, about a month or two ago, was it? Yeah, I thought Crash was gonna be in the direct and stuff, but no, it was Pyra and Mythra, which honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think the characters are pretty alright. Oh, you might have heard the mic move a little bit. My leg kind of hit a wiring of it, so sorry if there was a little interference there. Anyways, Zethroth is the one I kind of dislike the most. I mean, I wouldn't say like I dislike him, but like out of the three that have been out recently, I think Sephiroth's probably the sorry. Anyways, but I don't know. I mean, it's still a possibility, and honestly, I do have like a good scenario for Spyro and Crash to enter, like be announced and stuff. Like I have a good scenario that we will talk about later. So yeah, we'll get to that. But anyways, enough talk with Spyro and Crash. Well, I mean, I guess I can talk a little bit about Crash's abilities and stuff. I feel like his main special would be like his spin attack, just like the his normal spin attack. I feel like his up B, I feel like he would like spawn a crate right under him and then bounce on it. I feel like that would be something that Crash would do. Maybe for a side B, it could be like an uppercut. And I could see his down B having a counter. So yeah. For the next characters, I'm probably not gonna really talk about their attacks or specials or all that because, well, like I said, Spyro and Crash are the ones I really want in there. So I'll talk about the other characters a little bit, why I like them and why I like them to be in Smash, and yeah. And also, when I'm going through this list, I'm going kind of through possible choices. So, anybody who's been an assist trophy or a me costume most likely are not on this list. So, yeah, I'm accepting spirits because, well, Min Min, Pyra, and Mithra are they were originally spirits in the game and now they're actually characters. So, yeah. Anyways, speaking of which, that's actually most of this list actually, which I only have, well, seven, I guess, which I guess most of them are from spirits and stuff. This next character is Dixie-Con. I actually, before Smash Bros. Even started, or Smash Bros. Ultimate was released and stuff, I put Dixie on my list as an Echo Fighter for Diddy, which in this case we haven't really gotten any other Echo Fighters since the release of Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like the last Echo we've ever really seen was Ken for Ryu, and that was it. After that, there weren't really any more Echoes, which I don't know. Maybe they can start putting Echoes. Like if they are gonna maybe add some more like Echo Fighters, maybe later on in the future. Like if they add some sort of new character pass, maybe like it'd be an Echo Pass for like Echo Fighters, you know? I mean, it's a possibility, but honestly, Dixie might be good for that. Or she might be her own character, which honestly, I can see that being a possibility too. So, yeah, I think Dixie has a good shot. My beliefs for Dixie coming in were kind of down when spirits were announced, and I saw Dixie as a spirit at the time. But hey, since literally two characters from Fighters Pass 2 are literally that they were originally spirits and now are actually characters. I can see Dixie coming in for this. So, yeah. Uh Another character I just say like maybe a new Pokemon in general. I mean, I don't know how everyone would react to another new Pokemon character. I mean, I feel like maybe a lot. I mean, for me, I would find a lot more better. I'm just kind of thinking of the whole Byleth situation that happened because I know a lot of people are interested in Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'm not really a huge fan of it, so I was definitely really disappointed when Byleth was announced. And then like if no one in the Smashers community is really a big fan of Pokemon, then yeah, they may not like the new Pokemon if that's also the case. I guess you could say any new Pokemon would be like something from Spirits as well because we have like a lot of different Pokemon spirits as it is. So in terms of what Pokemon could be for a character, I would like to see Sceptile in action. If anything, I would like to see like some sort of like fighting grass Pokemon, you know? If anything, maybe Zarude might be a good choice. I'm just thinking because he is a grass type, and honestly, also kind of match up with Incineroar and Greninja in a way because both of them are dark types, alongside with why did I forget his name? Zarude. There we go. Zarude is also part dark type, so I think it'd be very interesting to have three of the dark types and like the three type of moves be all in Smash. Even though Zarude's not a starter Pokemon, I feel like that would be a very interesting thing. Plus, he's practically I don't know what people mark him as, like a legendary or a mythical, but you know, kind of in the same regards as Mewtwo. Then we have two of them, you know. I think Zarude would be a very interesting choice. I myself would like to see Sceptile in the mix. I think that would be very interesting. And from others, maybe add in a fighting type Pokemon. I mean, that might be interesting. Maybe like Hitmonchan might be interesting to bring in. Yeah, I'm probably not going to go into too much more of what Pokemon might be added in because, I mean, if you guys don't know Pokemon, there's nearly 900 of them, so yeah. I mean, there might be a chance that maybe normal Raichu could enter in. I mean, we already have like Pichu, Pikachu, and Raichu. I think that would be very interesting. Like, I can kind of see Raichu being like, kind of. I mean, Pichu and Pikachu do practically have the same move sets, but like, I feel like with Raichu, I feel like he would be a lot more, like he would have a lot more stronger attacks, but he would be a lot more slower than the two, and his hitbox would be larger than the other two. You know, he'd be like like a lot. He'd be like kind of a heavy in a way. I think that would be very interesting to see because like have them have their own flaws and stuff. Pikachu would be in the middle for having a decent amount of good attacks and then like not as powerful, but he's like also pretty quick as well. Pichu's pretty quick as well, has a very small hitbox, and but there's also the case that he does self damage to himself. And then Raichu is all powerful and stuff, doesn't take any hit or doesn't take self damage, but he has a bigger hitbox and he's slower. I think that would be very interesting to see as well. So, and I'm saying normal Raichu because a Alolan Raichu I know is a Pokeball item, so I really don't think Alolan Raichu would be one of the ones. I also got to consider that, I guess, as well, that the Pokeball item Pokemon most likely won't make it in, so maybe some of the other Pokemon in the background too from I'm just thinking because I do remember in the Kalos League that they show up that some Pokemon show up in the background, like I know Infernape in the fire themed of the Kalos League shows up, so obviously we wouldn't have Infernape in that time, so he's most likely out of that, but yeah, honestly, those would probably be my top four picks for if a Pokemon would be announced for the next, announcement. Either Zarude, Sceptile, a fighting type, most likely Hitmonchan, or normal Raichu. I honestly think that would be very interesting. Alrighty, so the next character I think would be very interesting to have in is Rayman. And honestly, I can see Rayman actually making an entrance into Smash Bros. Ultimate. I can honestly see it because, well, there are a few reasons. One, he used to be a spirit, so now that the spirit law is not in effect, he has a good chance to enter an in. Plus, they already kind of made a Ubisoft rep already with rabbits as a Mii Fighter costume, and the thing is, they're just a Mii Fighter's costume, and well, I mean, I guess they're just the head, but if Ubisoft already kind of made it into Smash in a way, maybe adding the main character like Rayman might be good. I mean, he's already in as a spirit, and they already have like the rabbits as as a Mii Fighter costume. Adding Rayman as an actual character, I feel like might be a good way to have like maybe Ubisoft has to have a word with Sakurai and like, okay, I know you added Rayman as a spirit, and we know that rabbits have been added in as a Mii costume, but what if we added just Rayman as a maybe a fighter? I think he'd be very interesting as like a fighter. I mean, he's well known. He has his own deck in Uno. Like, why not? And then Sakurai's like, fuck it, okay. And then Rayman gets added into Smash. I mean, honestly, I feel like a lot of people feel like Rayman could make a good entrance into there. Plus, Sakurai is also all about kind of spreading out new games and new networks and stuff like that. So I feel like adding Rayman would be a very good touch for Smash Bros. I don't know what his specials or anything would be, but if anything, I feel like he'd be more of a brawler sort of thing, which, we don't want any more anime sword fighters, Sakurai, please. Min Min and, why did I say Min Min? Pyra and Mythra I think would be good enough, We already have two anime sword fighters in here. I don't know if we count Steve, but, we already have that much, please. Just please, no more. Plus, there's also a thing, for some reason, I feel like there's a lot more, like, human characters in here. There's like, a lot more human, fighters in the fighter passes. I have to say, I'm just gonna like go over this quickly, because in Fighters Pass 1, literally everyone in there is a human besides Banjo and Kazooie. And Banjo Kazooie is like the one I really like in that the most. I mean, don't get me wrong, the others are pretty fine as well, except for Bother. Sorry. But yeah, all of Fighters Pass 1 was literally that. And then, I mean, for Fighters Pass 2 is kind of the same, honestly. I mean, I wouldn't really count Steve, kind of. I mean, I guess he is pretty much human. But, like, he does have, like, Zombie and Enderman as alts, anyways. But, still practically a human character, so. You know, like we need to add like some more animal variety, you know? That's why Spyro and Crash would be a perfect fit for Smash Bros. Ultimate. Sakurai, if you're listening to this, maybe you should add more of those, you know? Instead of human characters, because literally most of the Fighters Passes are literally that. And the only other DLC character that we got that isn't also a human is Piranha Plant, so come on, get with it. But yeah, honestly, I think Rayman would be a very good choice, especially since Rayman's practically popular to everyone around. And well, I really don't know what last Rayman game was out. Like the last Rayman game that was really released, you know. If anything, Rabbids have been a little more popular, but you know. uh, anyways, moving into, I guess, our last one. I say I guess last one because I kind of put two as like a either or situation. So these two characters are Tails and Eggman. Because they are spirits, so I feel like they have a chance to make it in, you know. And since we're kind of putting in more reps from games that are already kind of in there already, I mean, Tails and Eggman might have a chance. I say might, but like we haven't really gotten really much new games or anything of Sonic and whatnot. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe Tails or Eggman don't really have a chance. I mean, I would still like them to be in, and the reason say I either or for them because normally they would only have like the one rep come in, and I don't think they would add both Tails and Eggman in that case. I mean, they could, but I mean, anything's possible. But you know, I honestly think it would be one or the other. Which honestly, it would make sense to add Tails or Eggman because well, Tails is practically Sonic's sidekick in that situation. So then you can have a nice battle between Mario and Luigi versus Sonic and Tails, which would be interesting. Or you can have Eggman, the villain of Sonic, and then you can have like the villains of Bowser and Eggman versus Sonic and Mario. You know? I think that would be very interesting. But now that I'm also kind of thinking about it, literally from the last two games that have been announced recently, or I guess not games, but like the two reps, the two newest characters have been out recently. Well, I guess three if you count Pyramithra as two characters. But Pyramithra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and that came out quite a bit ago. Same with Final Fantasy VII Remake. So I mean, unless there was like a new Sonic game coming out like right now, yeah, just because it seems to be in that order, it really doesn't seem like Tails or Eggman are actually gonna get their own like actually gonna make it in. But you know, there's still a small chance, but we'll see. I mean, Sakurai likes to mix things up at times too, so there's a chance he might mix it up and put Tails or Eggman in as well. Maybe even put Spyro and Crash. You know, I mean, what other games are out? What recent game came out like a couple months ago? Maybe one of those games will show off. I mean, that's also a good point also because uh, Crash 4, Crash 4, yeah, the new one. It's coming out for Switch soon, so adding Crash would be pretty good. Another reason to add Crash. Da da da. But yeah, those are practically all the characters that I feel like have a good, decent chance to make it in. Um, like I said with Tails and Eggman, hard to tell. I guess it's kind of the same situation with Dixie, but you know, anything could happen. Anything could happen. I was mostly just saying that because I remember the last two directs were literally because of the new games that literally came out recently for them. And I guess it's kind of the same with how Byleth was announced as well because of Three Houses when that came out. It's kind of back in that situation again, but I don't know. Maybe it won't happen again with another new recent game, but keep your eyeballs out for any of the new games that come out. That might indicate who the next fighter is. I'm just saying. But yeah, that's practically all the characters that I feel like have a at least have a good chance to making it in. And from my own perspective on characters that I actually know, because some of these other ones I don't really know, like literally a lot of these characters from the Fighters Passes I don't really know until like they're announced into Smash. Like literally, I think the only two characters that I actually recognized was literally Banjo and Steve. They were I mean, I guess Min Min because, well, I have looked a little bit into ARMS a little bit, but I haven't really been a big fan of it. So. So, yeah. Alrighty, so now we're gonna go into more topics of any more like character, like they're gonna be small topics. Also, I just had a break and I kind of just remembered I didn't say unbreak, so editor remembered to do that, which is me. So future me remembered to do that. Anyways, I guess the first small topic after talking about characters is after Fighters Pass 2, are we gonna get more or no more other characters? There have been speculations on whether or not we're gonna get some new characters or not. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like we could get some more characters. I feel like we could, but it's still a possibility. I do strongly believe we might get more characters, and it's mostly because of something I stumbled on quite a bit ago, especially when when Min Min was announced and when Pyra and Mithra were announced. Because when I was looking at the Smash Bros. Character list on my iPad, I noticed there was an extra question mark. You know what? I'll put up the image right now. There you go. So these are the two images right now. You can kind of see there's an extra question mark down below. I literally took these pictures from my phone, from my iPad and stuff. So yeah. I don't know if that was just like a editing mistake, but I know those have been there for like at least a couple days, and then they've been kind of back to normal after that. But I don't know. Maybe that indicates more fighters. Maybe. I don't know. On the topic that there could be a Fighters Pass 3, that I'm more doubting on. I really don't think that really. I mean, there's a possibility, but just from what I can believe, especially on how Sakurai's done so far, I honestly don't really think there could be a Fighters Pass 3 coming out. It would be pretty cool, and hell, Sakurai's pulled out many, many surprises as well. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Fighters Pass 3, but honestly, if I'm starting to believe there's a Fighters Pass 3, I honestly don't think there is going to be a Fighters Pass 3. But then if I don't think there's a Fighters Pass 3, maybe there is a Fighters Pass 3. But then, it's a whole cycle going on. But honestly, to be honest, I really don't think it will be a Fighters Pass 3. I can see Sakurai maybe coming out with one or two more characters, maybe three if we're lucky. But a Fighters Pass 3 is hard to say. I mean, if he was going to announce more fighters were going to be on the way, I feel like that would most likely be at the next announcement, whenever that would be. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I'm just thinking about how last Fighters Pass kind of went, because I do remember after when Terry was announced, that's when they they kind of announced Fighters Pass 2. They just kind of announced more characters were coming out. They never really said there was going to be a Fighters Pass 2 coming out until Byleth's Direct or whatnot, when Byleth was announced, which everyone hated at that time. But Sakurai made it up as like, hey, here you go, new Fighters Pass. But yeah, who knows? Maybe it might disappoint us again to do the same thing. I don't know. So yeah, in my case, I honestly feel like we could get more characters, but I really don't think it might be Fighter Pass 3. I know a lot of people might think there could be, but honestly I don't. It's also the fact that they haven't really done like really huge major updates with Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I'm just kind of going off as like from a different game kind of here for a second. Pokemon Sword and Shield hasn't really gotten any other major big updates ever since Crown Tundra, and we haven't gotten any new announcements about any new big updates from like going to a new specific area like Isle of Armor or Crown Tundra yet, which and then there's also the fact that we're also getting two brand new Pokemon games coming out, and well, Game Freak's working on one. Non-Game Freak, I'd like to say, is working on Diamond and Pearl Remake. Just with those two games coming out and Pokemon Snap, I honestly don't think they're adding more. And hey, that kind of also says that if Game Freak's not gonna add in more DLC packs to Sword and Shield, I honestly don't think they'll add more. Like Sakurai will add any more Challenger packs to Smash Bros. Ultimate. It might be Fire Pass 2, maybe a few extras, and then done. So that's more of what I believe, but like I'd be like maybe a little bit surprised that there'd be a Fighters Pass 3. Maybe just a little bit, just because of how Sakurai runs things sometimes. That's kind of why I wouldn't be like a just a bit surprised, just a tiny little bit surprised. Like, oh shit, he's actually doing the Fighters Pass 3. I mean, felt like he maybe could have, yeah, because he just kind of pulls things out of nowhere. But but that's the thing. He's probably expecting us to think that there's a Fighters Pass 3, so he's not gonna do Fighters Pass 3. But yeah. Anyways, this next topic's probably gonna be kind of smaller, but any other modes? It's hard to say if there's gonna be any other modes added into Smash. I know all the major modes like added in and stuff. They're not really like added on to that. Like I think the only other major mode they pretty much added was around when Sephiroth was announced and stuff, where literally it was just something for like a week or so until the official Sephiroth came out, which you could have fought Sephiroth and then you pretty much won him. So there was that whole ordeal, but they haven't really had any like new modes, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I really don't think there would be any new modes to come out, obviously, because I think Sakurai even mentioned this, but the modes I'm practically talking about are extras for modes that we already have. Those are kind of the one I mean, it's hard to tell because Sakurai hasn't really done anything with that either. So it's just kind of hard to tell, you know. The one thing I would like to add to one of the modes is literally a tag team tourney sort of style. So like you can maybe add in like maybe 64 characters and it'd be like a 2v2 all the way through, or something like that. I mean, I guess that would be yeah. Yeah, I guess that would I mean it would kind of work. I guess it'd be hard to say if you would I mean, I guess you wouldn't really add like four 2v2s all the time, but like, at least for one-on-one tournaments, like you can have it as like a tag team function for that matter. So I think that'd be very interesting to have. That's been something I've been wanting for a while. And so maybe I might do another like Smash Bros. Ultimate Tournament sort of deal on my main channel again. because that was sort of the thing. It's like a CPU tournament I did back on my main channel a while ago. I haven't really gone back into that for a while, but if that function ever happened, that'd be interesting. Maybe for Squad Strike, maybe you can add like 7 characters instead of well, I mean, not instead, but like add 7 characters in with the 3 and 5. I think that'd be very interesting for that. With everything else, with modes and stuff, I don't really see any other type of mode that could come out relating to the type of modes that are already existing. And with like new exact modes, they're probably going to be like limited time things, like oh, this thing's only going to be out for quite a little bit. Like oh, you do this with a special character until this date. But yeah, no major modes. There could be maybe some small modes. I'm not sure. I kind of doubt there'll be any extra modes because even these past directs recently, there hasn't been really any small extra new details aside from character buffs and whatnot that Sakurai's really added into the game. So yeah, I'm just thinking of the tag team tournament thing because I know there was this one tournament theme where you could have added like you could have teamed up with your amiibo and did like online tournaments that way. I thought just because they did that, I felt like maybe they can add that as kind of a main mode. At least have like tag team battles, or tag team tournaments. But I guess not. And then for our last bit of information that I'd like to talk about is when. When do I think the next Smash character announcement will be? And this is also what I'm thinking with Spyro and Crash as well. Like, a good possibility this could happen. So, I honestly think, just because we've been kind of getting characters back to back recently, like, it's literally been like maybe almost a month or two apart from each other. And our last character, I feel like, wasn't it like the start of March or something? I think. I can't remember. It was like, yeah, I think it was around the start of March or something like that. And then, yeah, it was like either a month or two just kind of like close together with like literally the past 3 characters. So, honestly, I feel like we may not get a new announcement for our character for a while, but the next, and sorry, there was a little beat there for a second. The next announcement I feel like could be on this year's E3, and I know we haven't really had one since like 2019, and that's when 2 characters were announced for then. I mean, there's a pretty good chance that maybe both of them could, like the last 2 fighters show up for E3, and then maybe kind of have the same ordeal that they won't come out until like late summer and then late fall or something like that. I feel like it might be a good choice, but honestly, for announcement, I mean, it's possible. It's possible, but it's kind of hard to tell if that would be the case or not because I mean, Fighters Pass 2 is kind of now flying by almost. And, well, I'm also just thinking about the pandemic and stuff on how development for things have slowed down at times. So, especially since the initial date to get all these characters out was by the end of 2021, which is this year now, and we're already in the 4th month, and there's like still the rest to go for 2 characters. So, I mean, it's a possibility that there might be two. There's definitely going to be like if like no doubt. Honestly, what I believe there is going to be another like fighter announcement. I can guarantee you that there will be another fighter announcement on E3. I can that is a guarantee. What I believe, 100%. As for extra, like another character for 2 characters, it's like a possibility. It's a possibility, and like I was saying for Spyro and Crash, this is what I can think. And yeah, that that kind of just kind of sums it up right there. Like, where Spyro and Crash, I could see them both coming in like kind of in the same trailer just to catch us off guard. Like, I can see Sakurai doing that too. Like, just thinking like, oh hey, Crash is in Smash, and then like a little bit of gameplay from him on that portion, and then part way in you see like another like cutscene, I guess. Well, cutscene, like not actual gameplay footage of Crash, and then he's like in danger and stuff. Something bad's about to happen to him, and then out of nowhere, Spyro comes in to save the day, and it's like Spyro's in Smash. Honestly, I would be pretty hyped if that happened. And honestly, I haven't been really super hyped for quite a long time. I'm honestly gonna be honest, especially with everything kind of going on in the world right now. I feel like that would hype me up quite a bit. Unfortunately, it's after the time of college, so I'm gonna have work and all that to do. So I'm probably not gonna watch it live, but I'm gonna make sure I save it somewhere where I can go to it quickly without having to look at any spoilers. So I would try my best not to get spoiled because I want to like do my proper reaction for you guys on my main channel anyways. So you know. I mean, like I said, it's a possibility for two. I'm not gonna like say it's a guarantee. Oh, we're gonna get two announcements and it's gonna be like released late summer and then late fall or whatnot. But I'm saying it's a possibility. I believe it could be a possibility. Which honestly, E3 is supposed to be like the hypest time for game announcements. Like you have to bring up a lot of the hype for everybody. Which our exact last year E3, which are like the actual last E3 that we had was 2019, and there was quite a bit of hype there. There were some pretty good games. Hero and Banjo were announced, which honestly I was more hyped for Banjo since especially now he's one of my mains. And then Hero, since a lot of people liked Dragon Quest, I'm pretty sure that's where Hero's from. Which that's not even Hero's real name. Apparently, his real name is the Luminary. I think his actual name is. But yeah. uh, but yeah, like I said, it's a possibility for two. There's definitely gonna be a fighter announcement then, and I think that is literally when the next character is gonna be announced. I mean, there could be another possibility that another one is pretty much announced beforehand, but we're already, by the time of recording this actually, it's actually April 1st, and I want to give a good little shout out to my friend, I'll say her YouTube name at least, YouTube or Instagram or anything like that. My one friend, the Grinning Reaper, because her birthday's today on April 1st, so happy birthday, well, I guess by the time you're watching this, it's the 4th. Happy belated birthday. But yeah, happy birthday to you. And yeah, since we're like in April now, and June's literally like it'll literally be like E3 is like 2.5 months away. I can see them waiting for E3 to announce the two fighters, and I mean in that time, especially of how things have been speeding up, there's a bit of a possibility that another fighter could be announced pretty soon. Maybe. I don't think so. I really think the next one is going to be on E3, but we'll have to see, We'll just have to wait and see. We will have to just sit here and wait. What, you thought I was kidding? No, we're literally going to sit here until the next fighters are revealed. Alrighty? So how you guys doing? Alright, I'm just kidding. We're not actually gonna wait this long. I mean, obviously you guys can tell how long the video is. I just hope I remember to add in that silence and editing, or else yeah, that joke's not gonna make sense. I'm pretty sure because if you guys don't know, normally I have small breaks, and normally I go close to the mic here and say break. Like kind of quietly like that. and then that's kind of an indication for me to say like, oh, okay, I'm taking a small breather to, you know, refocus my voice, grab a little drink, have to sneeze, stuff like that. Like those things I normally try to cut out and at times, and normally you can kind of tell that I'm off topic a little bit, or like I'm not in the same sentence as I was a second ago. Normally I try to do that in between segments. I know there was probably one time, I think it was on the modes thing, where I think I was a little not on the same sentence there for a second, but yeah, it was mostly because I just had an upcoming sneeze, so those I can't control, but like whenever I have drinks and stuff. I like how I'm talking about this, but it's a Smash Bros. Episode. I don't know if I'll do another type of Smash Bros. Podcast episode, but if I do, it'll most likely probably be with Hunter. If I can actually get him to come on the podcast, like he says he wants to, but like he never texts me back about things. Like I said at the start of this podcast, like no offense, Hunter, but you never text back about things. Like at least tell me that you can't today, or something came up, or something like, or even say you don't want to, but don't just leave me hanging here, because like I could be coming up with other things at the moment, and just kind of waiting for you. I'm kind of just wasting my own time, you know. I mean, no offense, Hunter, but you have to get back to me on some things sometimes. Like honestly, I've been kind of annoyed with that. Maybe, you know what, that's gonna be a topic for another time. Like the times where Hunter Toward has literally ignored my text, and we never really get to do the things that we planned to do together. So yeah. Anyways, that's most likely going to be it for this podcast. And like I said, this is April 1st by the time I'm recording this. I know it's pretty close to the actual date, but I haven't really found any proper time to actually do these podcasts. I'm trying my best to do it every week. So far, I've been doing pretty alright with every week. But, I gotta find the time whenever I'm, like, alone at the house, or it's actually pretty quiet, so I can actually, do this without any interruptions and stuff, which honestly I think would be more better for me to do this while not being interrupted, because it'd be at least more better for editing. At least the times where I have to cut is normally when I mean to cut, like when I have to do something like real quick, like a sneeze or a drink and whatnot, like I was saying. But yeah, we're actually almost at 15 minutes too of recordings too, so yeah. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this podcast. Luckily we've been able to make this a bit longer. I definitely need a drink now. So anyways, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this podcast. If you guys liked it, press the like button or subscribe, do whatever. Make sure to check out my other two channels, my main channel and my challenge channel, down in the description below. And I will see all you guys next week on the next podcast. See you guys next time.